Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us at our first ever Seminole County 4-H virtual open house. Couple of housekeeping items as we get started. You all will notice at the bottom of your screen that there should be a little panel with a Q&A. That is our question and answer box. So if you have questions throughout the evening, please feel free to put them in the question and answer box, and we will do our best to answer those this evening. And if we are not able to answer them tonight, please know that we will definitely get back to you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Tonight, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking more about the Seminole County 4-H program, learn about our different 4-H clubs in the county, and answer your questions. So again, if you have questions throughout, please feel free to put them in that question and answer box throughout the presentation. So what exactly is 4-H? Many people, when they hear the term 4-H, think animals and farming. And while we do have a strong agricultural heritage and a strong agricultural presence today, 4-H is actually a youth development program. It is the nation's largest youth development program. Here in Florida, we're open to youth ages 5 to 18 as of September 1st. And Florida 4-H is the youth development program of the Florida Cooperative Extension Service. Cooperative Extension is a partnership between the United States Department of Agriculture, Florida's land-grant universities, which are University of Florida and Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, and county boards of county commissioners. Florida 4-H is part of the University of Florida IFAS being the Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences. IFAS also includes a teaching component, which is the UF College of Ag and Life Sciences on campus, and research, which includes 12 research and education facilities across the state. And each county in the state of Florida has its own 4-H program. So tonight we're going to be talking specifically about Seminole County 4-H. So to give you a little bit of background on the mission of Florida 4-H, the Florida 4-H Youth Development Program uses a learn by doing approach and caring adults to help youth gain skills and knowledge and to be productive and responsible citizens. To achieve this mission, we access the expertise and resources of the University of Florida and a nationwide network of cooperative extension service faculty and staff. This is one of the differences between 4-H and other youth programs, our connection to the university.
One of the ways that youth can participate in 4-H in our county is through 4-H clubs. And so a lot of people wonder what a 4-H club is made of. And it is made of 5 or more youth that are between the ages of 5 and 18. These youth go through experiential learning in their 4-H projects, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a minute. The 4-H club is youth adult partnerships. These clubs meet at least once a month. Kids are able to gain new friends, learn through their peers, and have fun. So looking at what a 4-H project is, this is a topic that a 4-H member is interested in learning about. And 4-H members can pick multiple projects to learn throughout the year. And these projects can change from year to year. Throughout this process, youth are guided by adult volunteers or team leaders to gain more knowledge in their topic that they have chosen. And members set goals and keep records throughout the year along with their project. 4-H has more than 50 projects that focus on science, engineering, technology, animals and agriculture, food and nutrition, outdoor adventures, marine science, public speaking, art, and wildlife. 4-H learning is experiential, where youth learn life skills and use their skills to give back to their communities. As you can see to the right, this is what their project report and their record book look like. And so throughout the year, youth will track their progress, and then they'll give us a 4-H story at the end of the year so that we can see a culmination of the knowledge and skills that they've learned.
So youth are provided the opportunities in Seminole County 4-H thanks to the time and effort of many, many volunteers, most of whom are parents or other family members. All of our club leaders speaking tonight are 4-H volunteers. This is just one of the ways that you can volunteer based on your time, interest, and abilities. There's the 4-H club leader, the project leader, and we talked a little bit about projects earlier, the subjects that youth learn about in 4-H. In school, we have math and a math teacher. In 4-H, we have a 4-H project, cats, gardening, cooking, or public speaking, and a project leader that helps youth learn. A resource person, a judge for events and activities, a member of our County 4-H Association, which is our advisory board, an events and activities volunteer, or a guest speaker. There's lots of ways to give of your time and your talent. And now we're going to be talking a little bit about our Clover Kids 4-H Club.
Hi, with Clover Kids 4-H Club, this year we're going to be working on sewing, science, cooking, and environmental education. This year we're going to start out virtually. Hopefully will not end that way. Meetings are going to vary. We try to meet twice a month, and it's on Tuesdays at 5:15 usually. And the specific requirements that we have is complete a 4-H record book, do a demonstration, and participate in the county events by at least exhibiting one thing. The club fee is $10 on top of what the 4-H fee is. And we have a maximum capacity for this year.
Creative Clovers is a number of our 4-H clubs, and this particular club focuses on sewing. This year they're doing virtual meetings, and they meet Mondays once a month. When they don't meet virtually, they meet here at the Extension office in our auditorium. Unfortunately, the club is at maximum capacity for this year, but this is a possibility for upcoming years.
Good evening, everyone. We're really excited for this new season for school year. This is Crusaders, and for our club, we're going to be focusing on outdoors, adventure, and physical fitness. That is what we're going to be doing as a club. We are going to be meeting virtually until further notice. Eventually, once we're able to do it in person, we were going to try to do it by the Extension office. That way we have the agents there and the resources that we need. Our meeting days are going to be the second Friday of the month between the times in 2 to 4, which we're going to have exciting club meetings to encourage the participation of the youth in public speaking and all the fun things that we're encouraging the kids to get really comfortable and be part of it. For our club, we're really embracing the learning by doing, and this is a homeschool based club. We also are going to require our members to be able to do all the goals of finishing the project books, compete in at least one competition. There is so many opportunities through 4-H that we really are excited to allow our members to be part of it. There's photography. The project that you guys decide to do can be in addition to what the club is doing as far as outdoors and physical education. There's a lot of resources that the agents are able to provide. So we're really excited to make sure that the parents are part of it, to encourage their children. The fee is going to be minimal. There's some silent auctions that the 4-H does. So we are going to be requiring a fee, but right now we're not putting that yet. And we're always looking for volunteers, parents that are passionate, friends, anybody that you guys will want to include in this club will be really, really beneficial. We also have someone else, Nitsa, if you want to say anything about the club that I might miss.
No, I think you cover everything, Vanessa.
Perfect. Well, hopefully you guys are excited for this year. And if you have any questions, let us know. We're here to make sure that everybody have a really good year. Thank you.
Thanks, Crusaders. Our next club that we're gonna showcase is called Econ Livestock. And this is an animal science-based club that meets in Geneva. So the 4-H members that participate in this club typically have projects around poultry, rabbits, swine, cattle, sheep, and goats as well. They do meet in Geneva. Typically they meet twice a month. Currently they are waiting until September 28th to have their first in-person meeting. That will be determined based on guidelines that we get from the university. In-person meetings, they typically meet the second and fourth Monday of every month from 6 to 7 p.m. They will be meeting at the Rural Heritage Center in Geneva. And once they are able to meet in person, they'll be following all requirements based on UF and CDC guidelines, including wearing masks and social distancing. The specific requirements for this club: members without animals are asked to shadow a member that does have an animal and complete a project book. These books are due to the 4-H office by the end of the 4-H year. This club does have a $12 club fee. Adult volunteers are welcome to participate in this club, and these members work towards exhibiting their animals at the Central Florida Fair. So they choose the species that they want to raise, they learn about it, and then they exhibit it at the Central Florida Fair. The next club that we're going to highlight is called Hoofing It. And the club project that Hoofing It focuses on is equine science. They focus on horses. They have been meeting through Zoom all summer long and will continue to do so until further notice. When we do get back to in-person meetings, they do meet in Geneva. They meet the third Sunday of the month. They are meeting right now from 2 to 3 p.m. virtually, but when they do get back to in-person meetings, that will be 2 to 4 p.m. on the third Sunday of each month. For specific requirements for this club, volunteer hours at horse events are a requirement. So we have several horse shows that we put on throughout the year, and we ask that our youth and our adults come out and help us volunteer, open gates, do some announcing, hand out ribbons. Hoofing It is for ages 8 to 18, and members that do participate in this club are required to give a presentation at our county events, which is a public speaking event that we hold in the springtime. This club does not have any fees, and we are looking for an organizational leader that can help to upkeep the club forms, attendance sheets, fill out any volunteer paperwork that we may need updated. And this club is open to new members. And I've seen some things going off in the chat, and we will have a question and answer session at the end so we can answer any of your questions that you have. Our next club that we're going to talk about is also a horse club. This is called Night Riders 4-H Club. This club meets for the first time September 27th. We're hoping that this will be an in-person meeting at Sunshine Acres in Oviedo. This club does meet once a month on Sundays at 2 p.m. The club is also open to ages 8 to 18, and this club does have a $10 club fee. This club is looking for some project leaders, some guest speakers, and some volunteers for those horse shows as well. And the club is open to new members.
SJ Scholars is another of our 4-H clubs, and this year they are focusing on cooking. They are going to be meeting virtually on Wednesdays, and they plan to have their planning meeting in September and will not start meeting until October. At this point in time, they are at their maximum capacity for the year, but if that changes, we will make sure to note that on the club sheet that will be sent out to everybody after this presentation. And now we're going to hear from STEAMpunk Chickens.
Hi, STEAMpunk Chickens, we have kind of a two-part group. We have an older group of kids and a younger group of kids. The older kids, the teens ages 11 to 18, will be studying film this year. The younger kids, ages 5 to 10, will be doing international cooking. We're going to be meeting virtually through at least Martin Luther King Day, and hopefully in person after that. We meet 2 Fridays a month from 10 to 2 p.m. We are a homeschool club, and all the member-created club rules require all members to create yearly goals, complete at least 1 project book, compete in 1 competition, agree to complete and turn in a project binder in June, and agree to be awesome. Again, those were member-created club rules. Parents are required to be present during in-person meetings, and we will have 2 club parents at the very least present for each virtual meeting. Club fees are basically occasional shared supply fees, field trips, extra when applicable. And when we're meeting in person, we all parents agree to help in some way.
Teens in Action is for ages 13 and up, and it's going to be a club focusing on public speaking. And right now it will be online, Zoom, and then eventually, hopefully, we can get face-to-face. And also with this club, I asked that you would be doing demonstrations and some public speaking, obviously, since it's a public speaking club. We're going to meet on the 3rd Tuesdays of the month at 6 o'clock.
Our youth council is a teen-led county level group that we have. They focus on community service and leadership in our county. They are currently holding virtual meetings until further notice. And once we are able to meet in person, they will be meeting in the extension office. Meetings are once a month on Wednesdays at 6:30 and typically last about an hour. Youth that attend these meetings, we ask that if you're going to participate in youth council, that you attend our monthly meetings throughout the year, and also our county level 4-H activities and events. There is not a club fee associated with this. We are looking for guest speakers and adult leaders to help with youth council. And some additional info, youth are encouraged to serve on committees in the youth council. We do highly encourage our club representation. So we strive to have some members from each of our clubs throughout the county present during these meetings. And then we have 4 delegates per club that may vote on a motion. And we do have our youth council president on. Travis, would you like to say anything else?
Yes, ma'am. So this year is going to be a lot different compared to what it's been in our past years with everything going on. And us as the youth council are going to try to make it as smooth as possible with all our county-based events and make everything go well. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, Travis.
New this year, we're starting a Seminole County at-large 4-H club, and this club will do a different 4-H project each month. We are going to start the meetings virtually via Zoom, but we hope that before the 4-H year is over, we will be able to meet in person, and those meetings will take place here at the Extension office. Meetings will be once a month on Wednesdays at 5:00 p.m., and the dates are listed below. And each month we'll focus a different project area. So we'll talk about healthy snacks, human versus horse digestion, photography, civic engagement, leadership and teamwork, and more. To attend, just register via Eventbrite, and we are looking for parents or other adults who are interested in learning more about 4-H and the 4-H club structure. And if you're new to 4-H and interested in trying it out virtually, or would just like to experience different project areas, please come join us. You can register via the Eventbrite link.
The next new club that we'll be starting this year is our virtual horse club. And this is a special interest club focused on equine science. We will be meeting virtually once a month on Tuesdays from 6:30 to about 7:30. And this club is going to run just from September through January. This club is open to ages 8 to 18, and you do need to pre-register on Eventbrite to receive this link to attend. There are no club fees associated with this virtual horse club. We are looking for parents and other adults who are interested in learning more about the Seminole County 4-H horse program and looking to help either be a guest speaker or a volunteer. In addition, this program is to help kids get a greater understanding of equine science. You do not have to own a horse to participate in this club. And our virtual horse club leads to the option to participate in our spring knowledge-based competitive horse events. Some of the topics that we're going to be covering between September and January include barn safety, horse nutrition, horse judging basics, and horse public speaking.
So in addition to our 4-H clubs and our 4-H projects, 4-H also offers a number of events, activities, and competitions. In addition to competitions, there will be opportunities to do community service, leadership trainings and workshops, both in terms of our club officer training, as well as different workshops for middle schoolers and high schoolers, 4-H summer camp and day camps, public speaking events and competitions, civic engagement events. We have a Share the Fun talent and variety show that's open to everybody, and 4-H University, which is an opportunity for youth to be able to visit the University of Florida campus and learn about different careers and projects. So the recording for tonight will be sent out to everybody, and we will be following up with an email that includes that recording, as well as information on how to join. It will have a 4-H club list with the leader contact information, project list, and information on how to start volunteering or starting your own club. If you all are interested in learning a little bit more about the 4-H program, next week, same time, same place, we will be having our 4-H family orientation, September 3rd at 6 p.m. Registration is still open, and we'll talk a little bit more about the opportunities in Seminole County 4-H as well as the district and state level, and talk a little bit about resources that are available to you as a 4-H family.
So here's a quick review of all the clubs that we currently have, if they're open for new membership, and the clubs that the projects that they'll be covering for the year. So we're open now for any type of questions you may have. Let's go back through the chat and see what we've got. Is Econ Livestock 4-H Club open to 6-year-olds? Meredith, yes. Econ is open to 6-year-olds. We will be sending this recording out to all of our attendees. We will also be posting this recording on our Facebook page and on our county website for others to review. And if you all have any other questions, go ahead and post them in the chat for us. So the horse clubs that we have, the kids, when they are meeting for their club meetings, some of the kids own horses, some of the kids lease horses. And then we do have some that do not own any horses, but are very interested in learning about the science. And so that is what our clubs are focused on. They're focused on learning about the science behind the horse. So the kids are not riding during club meetings. It's not a training session. The kids may have some interaction with horses that are at the barn. A lot of our horse clubs, when they do have the chance to meet in person, are meeting at barns. But some of the typical things that they'll cover are nutrition of the horse, safety around the horse, any health issues that some of the horses at the barn might be having. So there are horses around for the kids to learn with.
And then Chelsea, along with that, there was also a question for night riders and Hoofing It. Is it open to people without horses? Do they have to own their own?
No, you do not have to own your own horse to participate in these clubs.
And another horse question, are any of the horse clubs open to youth age 6?
Currently, we do not have any horse clubs that are taking 6-year-olds. Our horse clubs start at age 8 and go to our 18-year-olds.
And then another question we had was, if any new groups are started, how can we find out about them? So we keep an updated Seminole County 4-H list that lists all of our 4-H clubs, the project areas, and when and where they meet. So as new clubs are started, those will be added to the club list. So we will be sending out our current club list after this recording. And then if additional clubs are added, that information will be on our Seminole County 4-H website. So another question we had is, if you are coming back from last year, do you have to re-sign up for your past club? No, not necessarily. If you have been a previous 4-H member, because our registration is all online through 4-H Online, your profile will be there, but you can sign up for a different 4-H club or do a different 4-H project if you're interested.
In addition to that, the 4-H year does run along with the school year. So since the new school year has started, the new 4-H year has started, and our online registration system changes every year. So once we have ended the 4-H year, you have to go back in and just update your profile. So as long as you've been a 4-H member before in the past, your profile will be in the system. You'll just have to re-enroll or update it for the 2020-2021 year.
So another question we have is, do you have a sheet that summarizes the meeting dates for each club that we could share? So there will be general meeting information on our club sheet about where and when the club meets. So maybe it's second Tuesday of the month at 6:30 or first Monday of the month at 6:30, that type of thing. In terms of specific meeting dates, each club keeps their own, but we will have the date of their first meeting. Another question that we have are the month-by-month list of at-large projects. So for the at-large 4-H Club, we will send that information out along with this recording. We do have the list of projects and which projects are being done, which months already set. So we would be happy to send that out with the information and the webinar recording. Any other questions? Feel free to chat, type them in the chat box or the question and answer section, and we would be happy to respond.
And we'll continue answering your questions, but we wanted to give you a plug. If you are interested in following us on Facebook or Instagram, seeing some of the interesting projects that our 4-Hers are doing, any exciting upcoming events that we may have, please go ahead and like us and follow us. And then if you do have additional questions, you can go ahead and email us at extension@seminolecountyfl.gov, or you can give us a call at the extension office and we'd be more than happy to answer your questions. All right, and seeing none, we appreciate you all taking the time to join us this evening, and we hope that you found this presentation informative, and hopefully we will hear from you soon with interest in one of our clubs or with volunteering. We really appreciate your time being with us tonight, and thank you to our club leaders and volunteers as well for being on and presenting information on your clubs.